Welcome sa klase ni Sir Roger. Tara, magsagot tayo ng mga questions. Let's go! Sa last video natin, pinag-usapan natin ang tungkol sa analysis of cost behavior. So, hopefully, meron tayong konting na-pick up doon na makakatulong sa atin para masagutan natin itong ilang mga questions na pag-uusapan natin for today. Itulit yung ating mga multiple choice questions. Okay? So, medyo may karamihan tong questions natin kasi medyo mahalaga tong topic na to. Kaya at least dapat ma-secure natin, masigurado natin na naintindihan talaga natin ang pinagkaiba ng variable cost, fixed cost, mixed cost, and other cost classification according to its behavior. Okay? Sige, simulan natin. Sabayan niyo ako habang nagsasagot tayo. At saka kung meron kayong mga notebooks dyan, mag-take down notes kayo baka sakaling may mabanggit ako ng key terms or concept na makakatulong sa inyo para at least matandaan ninyo kaagad kung ano yung mga cost terminologies natin related dito sa ating topic tungkol sa cost behavior. Okay, so start tayo. Question number 1. A mixed cost A is fixed over a wider range of activity than a variable cost. B is a fixed cost over the relevant range and a variable cost everywhere else. C contains both fixed and variable components. Or D always increases on a per unit basis. So isa-isahin natin. Ang mixed cost, hindi natin sigurado dyan kung ano yung mas gano'ng kalaki yung fixed cost or total variable cost. Okay? So, mali itong letter A. Letter B is a fixed cost over the relevant range and a variable cost. Everywhere else, parehas dapat relevant range itong dalawang to. So, mali itong letter B. Yung letter C contains both fixed and variable components, which is the correct answer natin. Kasi yung mixed cost ay combination siya ng fixed and variable. So, ibig sabihin, ang mixed cost or total cost, may component siya ng fixed cost at saka variable cost. We're talking about total fixed cost and total variable cost. Okay? So, 1 point. Next. Question number 2. The per unit amount of tree production costs for Jones Incorporated are as follows. Production, you have 20,000 units produced with the cost per unit ito cost A, 12 pesos per unit. Cost B, 15 pesos per unit. Cost C, 20 pesos per unit. Production, 80,000. Cost A, 12 pesos per unit. Cost B, 11.25 pesos per unit. And cost C, 5 pesos per unit. The question is, what type of cost is each of these three costs? Ano daw mga cost itong tatlo? Okay. Kung papasin natin, yung cost letter A, regardless kung anumang level of activity, hindi siya nagbabago. Tama, no? Mapa 20,000 units, mapa 80,000 units, 12 pesos per unit pa din ang kanyang cost. Which is, kung matatandaan natin sa ating first video, ito yung characteristic ng isang variable cost per unit. Okay? So, kita mo na kagad, ang sagot sa number 2 is letter dog, no? Cost A is variable. Sir, di ba po ang cost na hindi nagbabago ay fixed cost? Tama yon. Kaya lang, total fixed cost yung hindi nagbabago. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is per unit. Meaning to say, regardless of the level of activity, hindi magbabago yung unit cost o yung cost per unit kada isa. Yung letter B, habang dumadami yung production, lumiliit yung kanyang per unit. So dahil yung total fixed cost hindi siya nagbabago, no? Hindi nagbabago, no? May component siya kahit pag nataas yung production, naliit ngayon yung per unit ng fixed cost. Okay? Kaya lang, tingnan natin, no? Tingnan natin. So for example, kung i-multiply natin itong 20,000 times 15 pesos, right? 20,000 times 15 pesos, that is equal to 300,000. Okay? Assuming gagamitin nating baseline ang 20,000. Ito yung total cost, no? Halimbawa lang. Tapos, kung i-divide natin siya sa 80,000, so that is 3.75. Okay? Meaning to say, may component itong letter B na hindi lang siya fixed, hindi lang siya variable. So ang letter B natin ay fixed cost. Letter B, cost B natin is mixed cost. Okay? Mixed cost. Bakit? Kasi ang laki ng itinasa production, pero hindi gano'n kalaki yung iniliit ng cost B as compared sa cost C. So, halimbawa, kung i-multiply mo yung total niyan, kukunin mo yung total. 20,000 times 20 pesos is 400,000. So, 400,000. Tapos, ito, 80,000 times 5 is also 400,000. So, therefore, yung total cost niya hindi nagbago, which means itong letter C is fixed cost, pero per unit. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, okay, lumiliit yung kanyang unit cost habang tumataas yung level of activity. At napakalaki nung itinataas niya. Kasi itong dalawa, pag minultiply mo siya, 20,000 times 15, again, that's 300,000. Samantalang ito, 80,000 times 11.25, 80,000 times 11.25 is 900,000. So therefore, may part ito na variable cost per unit and fixed cost per unit. Okay? Kasi nataas yung kanyang total, pero bakit naliit yung kanyang per unit? Eh, ang variable cost constant yan. Ang fixed cost per unit nababa yan. Okay? Eh, itong cost B, nababa nga siya, pero yung total niya nataas pa din as compared to this. Ito yun, no? As demonstrated, itong 300 and 900,000. Kaya naman may component siya ng cost ng variable cost per unit tsaka fixed cost per unit. So the answer natin is letter D. Okay? Yan. Question number 3. An activity level the company expects to operate at is called letter boy. Relevant range. So ito nga yung isa sa mga limitations ng ating cost behavior classification. Pwede mo lang gamitin yung variable cost at saka fixed cost within a relevant range. Meaning to say, pag outside na ng relevant range yan, which is based on number of observation, relevant observation, mag-iiba na yan pag outside yan ng relevant range. Okay? So, yun yung expected mo lang na mag-ooperate yung company. Other than that, kapag merong mga outside expectations, that's what you call outliers. Kagaya sa high-low method, pag-uusapan natin yon. Hindi porket kasama siya sa observation, isasama mo na siya sa analysis. Kasi it will disrupt the result of your high-low method. Mag-iiba talaga siya. So, dapat tanggalin mo yung mga outliers sa high-low method. So, pag-uusapan natin yun sa next video natin. Okay, next. Question number 4. Hayden Company developed the following equation to predict the certain components of its budget for the coming period. Ito yung tinatawag nating YABIX, no? Napag-usapan din natin to sa ating analysis of cost behavior. Your total cost is equal to 50,000, which is your total fixed cost, plus 5 pesos per multiplied by direct labor hour. So yung 5 pesos natin, yung variable cost per unit, yung X natin is your direct labor hours or the activity. The question is, the 5 peso would approximate, ayan, so sinabi ko na yung sagot. The answer is letter E. A variable cost per direct labor hour. Okay, natatandaan tong YABIX, mahalaga to. But this is only applicable yung inyong equation within a relevant range. Again, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yan kapag not within the relevant range ang gagamitin mong activity. Number 5. When cost relationships are linear, total variable manufacturing cost will vary in proportion to changes in. Yan. Kapag daw linear, so ito yung characteristic ng tinatawag nating variable costs. Okay? Yung total variable cost mo daw will vary in proportion. Ibig sabihin, halos katumbas siya ng pagbabago niya pag nagbago ang ating volume of production. Kasi ang iyong total variable cost is dependent on the level of activity. Okay? So therefore, pag tumataas ang ating volume of production, yung total again, yung total variable cost mo is expected also to increase proportionately. Okay? Pero again, ang variable cost per unit, again, per unit ay hindi siya magbabago. Right? Sige. So that's question number 5. Next, number 6. The term relevant range as used in cost accounting, nakahara kasi yung aking camera eh. Yan. The term relevant range is used in cost accounting, as used in cost accounting means the range over which A, relevant costs are incurred, B, cost relationships are valid, C, costs may fluctuate, D, sales volume fluctuates, or E, production may vary. So, ang sagot natin dito is letter boy. Okay? Pwede mo lang gamitin ang relevant range as long as the cost relationships are valid. Ibig sabihin, yung relationships ng cost and the activity level is still within the relevant range. That's still valid ng iyong pwedeng estimate ng total cost mo. Okay? Pero kapag outside relevant range na, yung relationships ng cost ay hindi na valid. Okay? Yan. Yun yung meaning ng relevant range. Number 7. Within a relevant range, the amount of fixed cost per unit A differs at each production level on a per unit basis. B remains constant in total. C decreases as production increases on a per unit basis. D increases as production decreases on a per unit basis. And E, all of the above. Ano daw ang characteristic itong fixed cost per unit? Isa-isahin natin. Ang fixed cost per unit natin, nagbabago siya pag nagbabago ang level of production. Sige, kagaya ng question kanina, no? Habang nataas yung production, yung per unit cost ng fixed cost is nababa. So, inverse ang relationship ng per unit fixed cost sa level of production. So, tama itong letter A. Letter B, tama rin siya. Bakit, sir? Kasi constant siya in total. Ang hindi constant ay per unit. Letter C, bumababa ang fixed cost per unit pag tumataas ang production. So that's also correct kasi nga inverse, baliktad ang relationship nila, no. Letter dog, tumataas ang fixed cost per unit kapag bumababa ang production, which is also true because inverse naman talaga ang relationship ng per unit fixed cost and production. So the answer is letter E. Yan. So 7 correct. Number 8. As a result of analyzing the relationship of total factory overhead to changes in machine hours, the following relationship was found. So ito daw yung na-develop nilang cost equation based on the number of observation within a relevant range. Okay? So y is equal to 1,000 plus 2 pesos x. Yung y natin sa equation is the estimate of. Ayan. So dahil ang pinag-uusapan natin is total factory overhead cost, and yan yung ating total cost pertaining to y. So letter A ang sagot natin. Isa-isay natin. Yung 1,000, ano yan? That's correct. Total fixed cost. Yun yung 1,000. Yung total machine costs, okay? Wala yan doon, ano? Total variable cost, edi ito yon. Pag pinag-multiply mo yung 2 pesos per machine hour, tapos multiply mo dun sa ating level machine hours. Yan. So yun yung 2x. Ito yung 2x. Itong x, ito yung machine hours. Okay? Ito kasing total machine costs, pwede kasing may kasama siya dito sa sa fixed cost. Yung total variable cost, hindi yung total factory overhead cost. Yun yung kasama lang doon ay yung total machine costs. So, wala yung sa letter C dyan. So, letter A ang sagot natin. Next question, ayan. The 2 pesos in the equation is an estimate of. Same question yata dito. Yan. Naiba lang yung tanong. Same problem. The 2 pesos in the equation as an estimate of is an estimate of. Okay, so again, yung y natin, yung total of factory overhead. Total fixed cost natin is yung 1,000. Variable cost per machine hour. That's the correct answer natin. No? Letter C. Yan yung 2 pesos. Tapos yung total variable cost, pag multiply mo yung 2 pesos, and yung kanyang machine hours. Okay? Yan. So ito yung total fixed cost mo, at ito yung total variable cost. Kaya ito yung total cost, which refers to your factory overhead based on this problem. Okay. So you're halfway there. Nine questions, 9 correct. Number 10. I think same problem din ito. Na iba lang yung tanong. The use of such relationship of total factory overhead to changes in machine hours is said to be valid only within the relevant range, which means, ano daw ibig sabihin ng pag sinabing valid yung ating relationship, itong equation natin. This is only valid within a relevant range. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Okay? Based siya within the range of observation of the analysis. Okay? Base sa iyong mga data, no? Observed data mo, tapos nag-formulate ka ng relationship. So, yun lang yung basis natin. Simula doon sa pinakamaliit hanggang sa pinakamalaki na observation mo. Okay? Pero again, dapat yung kanilang data is halos magkakadikit. Hindi pwedeng magkakalayo kasi medyo malaki yung standard deviation is nung ganun eh. So, mahirap yun. Medyo maliit yung yung magiging chance na tama yung estimate mo ng total cost. So dapat ang observation mo is halos magkakalapit siya. Pero pag merong isa doon, halimbawa, bawa lang ito. Ang grade ko sa 9 subjects ay nasa within 85 to 90. Tapos may 10 akong subject. Pang 10 subject, meron akong 65. Pag sinabi ko yung 65 doon sa aking analysis, bababa yung aking average. Ibig sabihin, mag-iiba ngayon yung decision ko, magbabago. Whereas kapag tinanggal ko yung isang observation na 65, nag-follow lang ako dun sa 9 observations ko from 85 to 90, makakapag-decide ako ng mas tama, no? May isa lang ako hindi sasama. Kasi at outlier 'yon. Ibig sabihin, bihira siya eh. Hindi siya ganun madalas na lumalabas or hindi siya madalas nakakasama sa observation na ganun. Kaya dapat tanggalin natin yung outliers natin. Okay? So within the relevant range lang. Okay? Question number 11. Expense A is a fixed cost. Expense B is a variable cost. During the current year, the activity level has increased, but is still within the relevant range. In terms of cost per unit, we would expect that A, expense A has remained unchanged. B, expense B has decreased. C, expense A has decreased. Or D, expense B has increased. Okay. Kung si expense A daw ay fixed cost at si B ay variable cost at ang pinag-uusapan natin ay cost per unit, pag tumaas ang activity, in terms of cost per unit, bababa ang fixed cost mo. Tumaas ang activity, bababa ang fixed cost per unit. Variable cost, hindi siya magbabago. So, ang sagot natin, letter C. Si expense A, which is fixed cost, per unit, ang analysis natin ay per unit, bababa. Kasi tataas yung ating activity. Inverse kasi ang relationship nila, di ba? Okay? Yan. So let's have the next question, number 12. Which costs will change with the decrease in activity within the relevant range? O, ayan na naman tayo. Alin daw magbabago or magbabago ang cost pag bumaba ang activity? Alam natin na hindi gumagalaw ang total fixed cost at variable cost per unit. Okay, so dapat hindi na yung kasama sa ating sagot. So yung letter A natin, mali. Kasi ang total fixed cost, hindi siya magbabago. Variable cost, magbabago. Yung letter boy, unit cost, magbabago yan. Total variable cost, magbabago. So ang ating sagot is letter B. Yung letter C, hindi magbabago ang unit variable cost, pero magbabago ang unit fixed cost. Yung letter dog, unit fixed cost magbabago, total fixed cost hindi magbabago. Sagot natin letter boy. Sila yung mga costs na magbabago kapag nagbago ang activity natin. Okay? So, let's have the next one. Within the relevant range of activity, variable cost per unit will, per unit ha, okay, bukod tangi yan yung dalawa. Yung total fixed cost at saka variable cost per unit, they remain constant regardless of the level of activity, which means ang sagot natin is letter boy. Yung letter A, increase in proportion to the level of activity. Tama sana yan kung ang tanong ay total variable cost. Yung letter C, vary inversely with the level of activity. Yan naman ay fixed cost per unit. Fixed cost per unit. Yan. So, letter B ang sagot natin. Next, question number 14. An increase in the activity level within the relevant range results in. Yan. Pag tumaas ang ating activity level, ano mangyayari? Tataas din ba ang fixed cost per unit? Mali. Baliktad siya. Bababa pa nga siya dapat. Kasi nga inverse. Letter B, a proportionate increase in total fixed cost. Mali din. Kasi constant yan. Hindi siya tataas. Letter C, an unchanged fixed cost per unit. O, yan. Mali din. Kasi ang fixed cost per unit, bababa pa nga yan. Okay? Ang unchanged natin, di yung total. A decrease in fixed cost per unit. Ito na nga yung sagot natin. Letter D. Okay. So, medyo ang daming tanong pero halos bali-baliktad lang. Ano? Pero at least nagagrasp nyo yung concept. Yun naman mahalaga dun eh. Kahit anong tanong ang ipato sa inyo, paano man yan i-construct, basta matatandaan ninyo yung concept. No? Masasagot at masasagutan ninyo yan. Okay. Number 15. The term relevant range means the range over which, yan. So, letter, pag nakita niyo yung word na valid. Oh, may word na valid. Oh, yun ang sagot. Yan. Pero, kidding aside, yun yung range kung saan valid ang cost relationship. Which is yun yung cost formula mo, yung YABIX. As long as sa relevant range yung ginamit mong data, yung relationship mo is valid pa. Okay? Yan. 16. The linear equation y equals a plus bx or YABX is often used to express cost formulas. In this equation, o alin daw dyan yung sagot natin. Si y ay hindi siya fixed cost. So, mali ito. Siya ay total cost na mismo. Si A ay variable cost in total. Mali. Yan ay fixed cost in total. Si B ay variable cost per unit. Oh, that's correct. Okay? Variable cost per unit yan. Si X ay hindi siya total cost. Siya ay activity. Activity siya. Kaya sagot natin is letter A. Alright. So, nakaka 3/4 ka na, no? Another 1/4 na lang. 16 na to eh. 17. In describing the cost formula equation, y equals a plus bx, which of the following statement is correct? Ito ulit yun. Si x is, ito, statistic side naman to, no? Si x is the dependent variable, baliktad. Siya pa nga yung independent. Si y ang dependent variable. Si a ay fixed component. That's correct. Yan yung tamang sagot natin. In the high-low method, B equals change in the activity divided by the change in cost. Baliktad to. Ito naman ay change in cost divided by change in activity. Kaya mali letter C. Si D naman, as X increases, Y decreases. Not necessarily, no? Okay? Yan. So, mali itong letter 2. So, sagot natin letter boy. Okay. Okay pa tayo? Okay na okay pa. Kasi 17 lang yan eh. Next, number 18. An example of a cost that is variable with respect to the number of units produced and sold is, alin daw yung example dito ng cost na nagbabago pag nagbago ang number of units produced and sold. Okay? Insurance. Wala namang kinalaman yun doon sa ating number of production. Kasi headquarters building yan. So, wala siyang kinalaman. Mali yan. Power to run production equipment. Balikan natin yan. Letter C, supervisory salaries. That's also not gonna change. Hindi siya magbabago. Kahit na gaano karami yung na-produce nyo, hindi naman tataas ang sweldo ng supervisor. Depreciation. Hindi rin naman tataas ang depreciation kung dumami yung production mo or bumaba ang production mo. Okay, depende na lang kung ang depreciation method mo ginamit is unit of production method, no? Pero assuming straight line to, no? Hindi siya nagbabago pa din. So, ang sagot natin letter B, yung kuryente, syempre, mas marami kang magagamit na kuryente pag marami kang mapuproduce. Let's say nag-overtime ka, mas tumagal yung number of hours na yun ng machine. So, nataas yung kuryente. So, therefore, tataas din yung cost of power mo. That's number 18. Next, number 19. A cost driver is, yan, the largest single category of cost in a company, a fixed cost that cannot be avoided, a factor that causes variations in cost, or D, an indirect cost that is essential to the business. Ang cost driver, from the word itself, driver, this is what drives cost. Ito yung nagiging reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng cost. So that is the factor that causes variations in a cost. So letter C ang sagot natin. Okay? Letter C. And finally, question number 20. Congrats, sumabot ka dito, no? Kung naka 20 out of 20 ka, good job, good job. Basta ganun, tapigin mo yung sarili mo. Mag-celebrate ka, small win, ika ka natin. Number 20, which of the following is the best example of variable costs? O ito, isa-isa natin. Ano nga ba variable cost? Nagbabago siya pag nagbago ang level of activity, assuming production. Ang property tax, ito yung tax na binabayaran mo dahil may property ka. O hindi naman siya tumataas pag tumataas ang production mo. Okay? Kasi hindi naman nagbabago halos yung value ng property mo. So, hindi siya variable cost. Interest charges, fixed ito. Hindi rin naman to nakadepende sa activity mo. Let's say, production. Ay, wala kaming production, wala muna kaming interest. Ay, mataas ang production namin, mataas ang interest. Mali din. Materials, yan ang tamang sagot. Pag dumami ang pinroduce mo, mas maraming kailangan mong materials. Pag wala kang production, wala ka ring materials na kailangan. So that's variable cost. Letter D, mali. President salary, fixed din yan. So, yan. So, hanggang dito na lang muna tayo. Ano? Naka 20 questions ka na nasagutan ng tama. Congrats, congrats. Good job, good job. No? And next video natin, we're going to talk about the cost segregation techniques. Ito talaga. Ito na yung splitting methods, how to split costs, ika nga natin. And then, meron pa pala akong isang i-discuss sa inyo sa analysis of cost behavior. Problem solving style naman tayo. Ito kasi puro mga theories eh. So, lagyan naman natin ng konting problems, no? Nasasagutan natin. Related pa rin sa cost behavior, variable cost, and fixed costs. So, yun lang. Ingat kayo palagi. Good luck sa inyong review, sa inyong CPA journey, sa inyong BSA, BSMA, BSAIS, BSE program. Kapit lang, no? Kaya niyan, no? And then, basta tatandaan niyo lang, pag meron kayong achievement, no matter how small it is, celebrate kayo, no? It's something to reward yourself dahil ang galing mo eh. Okay, so yun lang. Ingat kayo palagi and see you next video natin. Bye-bye!